Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Highruler, and today I'll be talking about Aliens Fireteam Elite in Season 2. Now, for the last few hours, guys, I've been playing Fireteam Elite and the new game mode Point Defense, and kind of getting a handle of it, and just kind of, formulating some thoughts with you guys who were watching the stream, and kind of just thinking, okay, what do I like about this, and what do I don't like about this? So, today's video is going to be talking about what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and where I think the Aliens Fireteam Elite game is going overall. Now, really quick, this game is now on Game Pass. For anyone who's part of the Game Pass community is now looking at this game, yes, it is worth the download, guys. It has great missions a part of the campaign. I think it is worth the playthrough. Even if you're not really a big fan of the Aliens IP, I'm really not a big fan of the Aliens IP. I think definitely when you can get it for free or even at a steep discount right now and you can play through it, I definitely think it is worth it. And I definitely would encourage you guys to kind of play it, check it out, experience it, and let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on it when it came to the actual campaign. Now, for the actual Season 2 Point Defense game mode here, let me start by saying that I think this is what Horde mode should have been, right? And the reason I say that is because it does feel like they took their idea of Horde mode, right? Which, for anyone who doesn't know, Horde mode is basically, you're kind of standing there and waves of enemies are coming at you, and your job is to kind of hold on for as long as you can, right? They've taken that and kind of been like, okay, we're going to put 3 pillars around the map. We're going to have to hold them. You're going to have to make sure they're alive still while the round is going. And at some point, if the round stops and they're dead, you fail and you have to restart, right? So they've taken Horde mode, evolved it, created something different out of it. But the problem with that is that by doing it, it feels like they've cannibalized Horde mode to such a point where it's like, why would you even play that anymore, right? They've taken Horde mode, they've evolved it, they've given it 20 new rewards, right? Including the festive Santa hat, and they said, here's your shiny new game mode. Great. Kind of killed Horde mode. The other problem with Point Defense is that it doesn't really satisfy what players have been asking for, right? To my understanding, the Aliens Fireteam Elite community have been asking for a lot more narrative content, a lot more story content, right? Now, the problem with this is twofold, I guess, So the first one being is that before the game came out, they had to kind of think about what were they going to do with their DLC, right? Their roadmap. What are they going to kind of focus on, right? Now, obviously, narrative content and building out that kind of style of campaign mission, it's expensive. It's time consuming. There's a lot to do there. And honestly, they probably figured, what can we do in short periods of time that could extend the longevity of the game, right? New classes, new game modes, something that is very easy to kind of dive into, right? But the problem with that is that there's a lot of people who like the Aliens IP, who like the lore, who even like what this game has done with that lore, right? Build out their own little pocket of that universe. And I think what's happening is that people are like, okay, this is fun, but I want this, right? And unfortunately, they're not being satisfied right now. And the other problem with a game mode like this is I don't think it does a lot to bring people back to the game, right? Now, of course, if you're a part of this community or you're part of, the Back for Blood community at some point, there was the big whole, like, Back for Blood's going to kill this game, right? And people had left to go play Back for Blood. People had just left in general to go play other games, right? And I think you have a hard time bringing people back to the game for just one game mode. And I think that is what they're going to see, right? The game mode itself is fun, right? So for anyone who doesn't know the game mode, you have 3 different installations around the map. You have to kind of keep them up during the round, and then in between rounds, you're able to buy consumables, turrets, so on and so forth, and kind of recharge and refresh and go at it again, right? It's actually kind of fun. It's not the worst thing out there to play. I just don't think it does enough for me to say, okay, I want to play Aliens again. I want to sink down and play more Aliens Fireteam Elite. I think it's good to play it, you get it over with, and kind of move on. But I think if there was more narrative content, there's more campaigns, there was more stuff there that was actually kind of deep into the world they're building, I would have been more engaged to kind of play it over and over again, right? Because I think what a lot of people do is that they play through the campaign on one difficulty, they play through it again on another difficulty, they play through it again on the other difficulty, and they keep going and going and going, and then it gets to the point where it's like, okay, my clear time is this. Can I clear it faster? Can I do something different, right? And, Point Defense, to their credit, yes, you could definitely do that. You can play it to higher difficulties. You get more rewards. You get different rewards for higher difficulties. So, sure, you could definitely do that. I just don't think it satisfies what players have been asking for. And because of that, I think it might fall on some deaf ears, so to speak, right? It's definitely something that is going to be interesting to see kind of the success rate of it, right? If in a week from now people are saying, I can't find anyone to queue point defense with, right? Then you'll know that it didn't really hit the way they wanted it to hit, right? But if people keep playing it, people keep engaging with it, then obviously what I'm seeing and what's actually happening in the game are two different things at that point, which could be very fair. I definitely think, once again, if you're looking for kind of an evolution of horde mode and you're looking for something a little bit different that changes the formula up just a little bit, I definitely think what they did with this is really good. I definitely think what they added overall with season 2 is good, right? 4 new weapons, 13 new attachments, more cosmetics, right? I definitely think there's a lot there. If you're someone who's looking for more weapons, I think, yeah, those 4 new weapons are great. Definitely try them out, right? You have the plasma rifle, the microburst, the SMG, the Volt, PPZ 49 Volt, and then the revolver, right? Like, those are great weapons and they seem fun. Like, go mess with them, right? It's just, once again, it's like, okay, once that's done, there's just really not much there to kind of continue on. And I think that's, and I think that's an issue a lot of games have, right? Where do you kind of, continue content up to a certain point, and then how do you stretch that content out for a long period of time? I definitely think for as much time and money and resources these narrative content and campaigns can take, I definitely think there's more replayability there. And obviously, they have been teasing it, right? They have been saying, what's after this roadmap? What's going on after this roadmap? They have been talking about, future narrative content, right? So there is obviously some sort of future there that they're planning out for. My worry is that if this roadmap doesn't hit and it doesn't continue to hit for the next 2 content drops, what kind of player base is going to be around after that for that narrative content, right? I think the longer a game goes on and the less players it can bring back and the less players it's retaining over time, the harder it is to kind of reach back out into that gaming community for old players and new alike and say, come check this out. Come back, right? And they're trying to do that today with Game Pass, right? Game Pass is a great way to get people to experience your game. It's a great way to pull them back in. But how many of those players are going to stick around, right? I had a great question today from someone who was like, what's the end game? It's like, this doesn't really have an end game, right? And I think that's one of the things, too, that people nowadays, they look for an end game, right? But this end game is actually rerun the same stuff, do it at a higher difficulty, put on some challenge cards and go, right? So I think that definitely can be a, compounding factor, not against the game itself, but against people's perceptions of gaming nowadays, right? So Aliens, while fun, has a tall mountain to climb. And will they climb it? Will they get there? I mean, remains to be seen. Point defense is we're trying out for a few hours today if you're interested. Is it something worth holding on to and coming back a week from now, 2 weeks from now? Remains to be seen, though, in my opinion, probably not. And with that being said, guys, that is all I have for the video today. If you enjoyed this, you want to see more Aliens Fireteam Elite content, hey, why not subscribe to the channel? Maybe I'll give you guys something more. If you guys just want to hang out for the video, well, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time here on the channel. Enjoy the rest of your day and the night. Take care of yourselves. Later, guys.